everybody, and welcome to the After the Show After Party with Nakia Franklin and Von Greta. Nakia is going to be here in a minute, I promise. But, she took care of some business. It's her business. But look, she's back. Everybody, I'd like to present to some and introduce to others the great and mighty Nakia Nicole Franklin.
Thank you.
Good evening, darling.
Here.
Good evening, darling.
Good
darling. I was trying to get right down here. I don't know what my voice was. I had my voice an hour and 15 minutes ago, 19 minutes ago. It did something crazy. But okay, so let's go ahead and welcome the Slappy Payne. Y'all ready? Here comes the kids trill and boom.
Slappy Payne in the big.
I don't know why I ever started doing that, because now it's like if I don't do it, something ain't right.
That's right. That's right. I had a whole voice.
First of all, I love how y'all just excuse the fact Nakia had to go to the restroom. I understand how they do it.
I didn't say that, sis.
You didn't say it. Put it all out there. Yeah.
I had some tech.
Go to the party.
She was polite with it. She was like, Nakia had to handle some business. It's her business. Nakia had to use the restroom, y'all.
That's her business.
It happens.
I sit down the whole show. I'm there. We're there an hour before, and I might step away for a second before we get started, before we start the actual episode. And then I have to wait
a chance today
until,
we just didn't have the opportunity today.
We engage with our guests after the episode is over. We engage with our guests for like 5 or 10 minutes and acknowledge them before we just leave, right? And come over. So it was 10:17. It was time to start the show. So I was like, sis, I gotta step out for a second. I got to go.
Breathe. And just so it's very, very clear.
No judgment zone. No judgment zone.
What Queen Nakia is saying. Queen Nakia is saying that, we are structured and shit. We structured. We are we a whole organization. And so, it's put in place, people, just to let you know. And we're not going to divulge all of our business practices like Nakia likes to say. But she think I'm getting ready to spill the beans, which I am not.
Right. But I'll be like,
and listen.
Like I'm going to do it. But anyway, my point is we have structure, and it's real talk. We're not winging it. Please believe me. But today was different. And I believe it was different for Nakia, Ramona, myself, and Slappy. And it was just difficult today. What can I tell you? And, and I was super busy at work because I was out last week. I'll tell you more about that later, maybe. But the thing is if we didn't have the structure in place that we have, tonight could have flopped, But because we have people say practice makes perfect, but that is not true. Perfect practice makes perfect. That means great work ethic and, not taking each detail lightly. Okay, I'm going to stop talking after this because I want to engage y'all. But for example, on my job today, I really did not want to tell my immediate supervisor something because that meant that I would have to go through some trouble. And I'm never that person, but I'm so busy. I was like, well, you know what, Vaughn, you just take on too many damn problems. Don't do that. Your job description is this shit. Just do that. Right. And that's what I told myself. But we talking about work ethic and integrity. And I said that, but then what I did was threw a bone at him and said, hey, just to let you know, I changed my phone number on this document. So that means that, that's all I said. Well, when we got a new phone system after COVID, and all this, we're coming back now. I had to get the phone system installed on my, I went back to work. I hadn't turned on my PC since 2020, March, and my PC said, boom. and it would not turn on, and it just was out. So I had to get a whole new laptop, which was great. And then I had to get the new phone system. When they installed the new phone system, I got a different phone number. Why is that a big
Mhm.
deal? Well, I'm a graduate programs um, administrator.
Mm.
So for a long time, we didn't have a graduate student department. So now that we do, well, then there's shared responsibilities. But since I was the only one for all these years, my phone number is floating on the website everywhere. Everywhere. It's so many places we don't even know where the phone number is, you know? And so during the COVID shutdown season and all that, people got used to calling my number like it was the operator number in
Mm.
some ways. In some ways, okay, and I'm okay with that, because if you're having trouble getting in touch with somebody, well, somebody needs to answer the phone, and since we're all spread apart, it's really nobody's fault, you see. Well, anyway, so that's the whole thing as to why I didn't even want to say anything, but I did, and his immediate response was, okay, now that's going to be a problem. And I said, well, tell me who I need to talk to. And he told me who to talk to. And so I'm following through, because I'm like, IT, whatever you got to do, put my phone number back the way it was, because that could be a potential loss of money and a breakdown of organization. So that's how I ended up telling you guys that from how this show started is the organization. Nakia and I both, practice the same work ethic that we put into our own business says as we do for somebody else's business, because the Lord God, I believe, said that what you do for one man's ministry, the Lord would do for you. Hallelujah. Y'all can pass the collection plate. My cash app is $Von Greta. You can find me everywhere if you know how to spell my name. So there's no excuse for you not to drop some seeds into my bucket.
Mm.
I ain't mad
Bucket
at you.
drop.
I'm not mad at you.
Uh,
That I knew after I heard it go out of my mouth, you were gonna take it.
let me throw this out real quick because
Did
I
you
said
hear
I
him?
want
Did you hear what he said? He said,
what?
bucket drop.
Yeah, I heard that. I can't, I have to just shake my head sometimes and
Wait,
keep my mouth
let me
closed.
let me say this. Let me take up for Vaughn real quick. Nakia, at the end of the episode, when you were talking, you did take a long pause.
Oh, she
Because
did.
I was done.
That
I,
that's
I,
why Vaughn came in. I was like, oh, she was still talking.
but no, I was done because I say, and I'm Nakia Franklin, and she's supposed to say, and I'm Von Greta, and she didn't say
That
nothing. So I said,
I
okay, and
did.
I said, and
Oh,
and
so
I
that's
guess
what
Ramona
happened.
Smith, yeah, and
You
I
got
said,
stuck.
no,
She
no,
got
I
stuck.
didn't
She
get
just didn't
stuck.
know.
No, I didn't get
No, I'm
stuck.
saying you didn't know you got stuck, because if you think I didn't say it, I did say it.
she
I
said
said
it.
Von Greta. I
But
She
you
said
must
it.
said
have
it.
said it. You must have said it low because I didn't hear it when you were saying it. Because I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I
you might
said
have
it
said it
right after
low.
you said it.
You
Yeah,
you
you
I
know
might
said
I
it
have
right
said
pay,
it
after.
low.
I pays attentions to my babies. So, I was watching.
I
But
almost spit out my water.
let me say this to Ramona. Don't come on this show. I hope you're still watching. Don't come on this show with your lips. This is Nakia's lip space.
Did you
I
say
was
lip
a
stand? I just need
lip
you to what you said.
lip
Lip
space.
space. Lip space.
This is
Lip
her
space.
lip space. Don't come on here with your lips and your light skin. This is Nakia's light skin lip space. I'm gonna need you to be respectful
You
of
are
the
so
space.
bananas, homeboy. You are
Second of
bananas.
all, second of all,
Be here in a
Bananas.
second.
I listen. Let me say this, brothers. If you're watching, don't take this the wrong way. But
Oh, here we go.
that Chris was a handsome fella.
I can't wait to be around you when we're in our 90s. You are going to be so much fun.
That Chris was a
God.
handsome fella. No pause. I just
It's,
want to. He came on that screen with that smile and them ears and them eyes twinkling. I said, if
Oh no, Lord, he about to pull a
let
I'm
me
Von Greta,
let
trying.
me
y'all.
let,
He
let
about
me
to pull
I
a
just
Von
say
can't.
Greta.
this.
I'm trying to.
If
I don't.
if if I was there, Chris,
Jesus Christ.
you probably got the business. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
What?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's a handsome brother. And then you put them lips with that handsome brother, and they both start kissing. I was like, this episode for to go somewhere else. Lord have mercy. I was like, first of all, I already got to deal with all this pretty with you two. And then she gets on, and then he gets on. I said, man, let me tell you something. Y'all doing way too much.
It was too much for you, Slap.
It was too much. Chris,
Did it make you?
so pretty.
Did it make
off
you feel like
screen.
you need to call somebody Slappy?
Who I need to call? Tyrone?
Oh, I didn't say that. I mean, did you need somebody that can come over and get your lips like she was getting her husband's, or
Listen,
to be husband's lips?
let me tell you something. Because I got Nakia address right here. She don't know that, but
I did not see that coming. I really didn't see that coming.
I was about to call that Uber. I was about to call him.
How you get my address? Don't nobody have my address.
I was about to call that Uber. I say light skin lips and chocolate that go together right now. Let me go ahead and head on over to Nakia real quick. Give me a little pecker in, and then I'm gonna head on back over to my side of town. But they would, yeah, that's a pretty couple right there. That is that's a pretty couple.
Peck. He gonna peck you. Peck her. He said peck. Stop her. I thought he said pecker.
It sounded like he said. Sis, you are excused for the night because you have had so much going on today. I can't do nothing but shake my head.
I can't with this one. I can't with this one.
But that's not it. I really thought he said that. I really thought that's what he said. I'm sorry. When you rewind the tape, you'll see me go, what did he say?
That wasn't me this time. That was not me this time.
That was all the way Vaughn. Trust me, Slappy. We started the episode. Vaughn said, I'm sorry, but y'all are gonna have to excuse me because I left my dryer on and I need to cut my dryer off. I'm like, she is not about to pause and undo anything to cut off a dryer that we can't even hear. On the whole screen, on the whole I'm like, I wouldn't care if the dryer was right next to the microphone. You not fixing to pause.
It's right there. Slappy. Nakia will hear somebody snapping their finger 2 yards away. So I knew she was hearing that. Sis, now what is that noise? You're gonna have to look, this sound like sis. Now what is that noise? You're gonna have to correct that or put yourself on mute, sis.
Yeah, because
I just felt it coming in my spirit. I was trying to circumvent that moment. So I was like, God. I got a dryer on, so I'm gonna excuse myself for a second. Move this curtain.
Yeah. I was like, she will not. This, you know what? It's something about being really raw, but we ain't about to go there, Lord.
Oh, that was
I'm just getting my laundry.
I was like, no, we're not gonna do this. That's a whole violation.
Boy, my laundry, my towels sound like they dry.
So dumb.
I'm like, is she serious for real?
I'm so tired.
No reason. Just no reason whatsoever.
I didn't have no doubt. You know, I ain't right with all that.
I'm listening to them talk, and the first thing I thought of, first thing I was sitting there, because I talks to myself when I'm watching the episode, and first thing I was like, yep, South men are better than North men. I don't care. You ain't got to say it. I say it for you. South men are better. If there's any North men watching, then take it up with me. Y'all know my YouTube page at Slappy Payne. If you want to find me on Facebook, Instagram, it's all at Slappy Payne. I don't do Slappy _345 asterisk mark $ 2680. It's straight Slappy Payne. You got something to say, North gentlemen? Prove me wrong, but the South men are where it is.
Okay.
All
And I
right.
Sounds like
said,
somebody
and
ate
I
their Wheaties
stand
on
by.
today.
Okay.
Somebody had their Wheaties. Y'all remember them commercials when they had the Wheaties commercial? And if you was the
Yeah.
bomb athlete, then you were eating Wheaties. So
Yeah.
if I ate this Wheatie, I'm
And
gonna be able to be Mary Lou Retton.
God dang, put me
it
on the
was,
box.
if you
She
felt
had a
it,
box.
then jump.
She had a box.
And
And
so did the dude that turned into a woman. He had a box too.
And there we have it. Back to the Slappy Payne, who shamelessly plugged all of his find me on social media. And I thought that was amazing.
Did you like how I throw that in there? I threw that
I
in there.
did. I thought that
I
was
was
pretty
smooth.
clever, fella.
I was
I thought that
smooth
was
with
clever.
it.
I
I was
wasn't
Yeah,
even
you
smooth with
mad
it.
were.
at you.
I
I wasn't
was.
even mad at you at all.
I was like, that's how it's done, sir. Oh my God. That is how it's done. I just thought
You
about
know,
that.
sometimes
Okay.
you got to be smooth with it. But
I just
I
want
like her because for somebody who has been in public speaking competitions as well as poetry and prose and debate
Yeah.
team, huh?
Oh, I said that's amazing.
Oh, so that's why I was listening to it and I was like, yeah, I feel that. Now, I didn't go district like she did. I'm sorry. Excuse me, ma'am. But I did, I did pretty well for myself. So, but and
All
doing
right.
public speaking and things like that, it is um a lot of times you deal with a lot of people who have the gift of it and they don't because whether it's they don't think they do or they are afraid of crowds and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's and it helps you in many different aspects. It has definitely helped me in my acting and vice versa and perform and sing wise. Speaking of singing wise, let me say this. Y'all don't never play none of my music. And I'm a little offended by this. Even let me shout out to Eddie and that saxophone. I just had y'all know the dude who's playing the guitar in the background. That was me. I just want to let y'all know, Eddie, I never did get my check for playing that guitar solo on that song, and I'm a little upset by that,
So
Eddie.
you
So
just gonna
I
play,
want
you just gonna
my
call me out, Nettie?
huh?
Nettie. Nettie, you gonna call me out, Nettie?
I don't get my music played. I feel like
That's
I'm a
why.
part of the real and raw family, but don't nobody play my music. Yeah, I got music. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff I'm working on vocally and musically and stuff. I'm not just here for your giggles.
I just want to say, Slappy, Von Greta, that one right there, over
Hmm.
there, over there. She responsible for all the artistry.
Under the bus.
Well, look here. Closed mouths don't get fed, sir.
Well,
I
first
just,
of
Now
all,
I know. What
I,
can I say?
I just wanted to say, honey,
let me say this for both of y'all.
Oh, now
One,
he's your honey. He's no, 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 no,
that's
no,
right.
no, no.
That's
See, now
that's
she
right.
your now he your honey. So y'all want to
That's what.
team up on her sister and
Wait,
everything? Okay,
wait,
that's
bud.
what we're
Wait,
doing.
bud. Wait. I am equal opportunity. Checking. I check both sides. I don't just check one. You are correct. Closed mouth don't get fed, but you could, suggest it every now and again. Second of all, Nakia, I love you for standing up for me. I appreciate it. But let me tell you what they say in the streets. Nobody likes a snitch.
damn.
I'm just
First of
saying.
all,
I'm just saying. I appreciate you having my back, but nobody likes
I
a
didn't
snitch.
even know. I didn't know. Now I know you sing because I've heard you sing beautiful, beautiful voice, all of that. So I know that, but I didn't know like that you had individual pieces and all that kind of stuff. Vaughn knows that stuff. She know all that. I don't know that. So I only can gauge things based on the knowledge that I have access to.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay. So I
Ooh.
apologize,
No,
Slappy,
you okay. You okay.
for
I'm
not having
not that
you
sensitive.
as a lead performer of one of our performers or our highlighted artists on any of our shows or our shows early on. But I'll tell you what, before we complete this season, and we already have 30 episodes under our belt, but we're gonna end up breaking them seasons down. We ain't gonna do a 30 and then another 30. We're gonna do we had this 30 and we probably do 12 or 15 and call it a
Hmm.
season like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we got we already scheduled out until November, October, November. Hell.
more or less.
So
We might reschedule and take the summer off. We don't know what we're gonna do. We got to talk about it, but we both need to take some time. And I
yeah,
just want to say for the record, uh, I ain't sorry that you have not been featured. Fuck you. Kiss my ass.
Okay. First of all, you promised. And second of all, you know I will. Don't play.
Excuse me for my language. Just
because
give me a pass and say she done been through some things in the last week. She
Well,
tired.
listen,
I done fought
listen.
vertigo with four
You
hands.
she said,
And
you
I
you
just
know
want to
me.
be fearless. You know, I want to
You
be fearless because I had a conversation with a lady earlier today that is a brilliant leader. And I have the pleasure of working with her as a performance coach for her public speaking and relations and all of that. And it's really exciting. She's worth it. And she got free. She got free at one moment. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to find a way today before the end to get free. So that was my get free moment. Now, please forgive me if it offended you in any way.
no,
But
listen.
Slappy
No, let
on
me
the
tell
cool,
you
but
something.
Slappy on the cool. You know what? Where your video? Where your? I know you can sing. Where your video? You gonna get somebody to make you a good video, baby. And I'm gonna pub the mess out you. You ain't gonna.
What
It's gonna be hard for me not to show favoritism.
well, let me say this. First of all, you can't say F me and kiss your A because I may just possibly do that. So you better watch
Of
what you
course,
send my way, request wise. Okay.
absolutely.
Just want to let you know
Okay,
that. Second
thank
of
you for
all,
making that plain.
yeah, I have to let you know what you're saying to me. Second of all, I might have video while I'm walking on the beach with my pajamas on, like Keynote.
I need you not
I
to
knew he was
not
gonna say something at some point
not
about
to
that boy pajamas.
Because he
The
hit me
pajamas was
up.
pretty though. His
Because he
little
hit me
shoes
up,
was
and I
pretty
told him
too.
he hit
y'all
me
are
up, so I told him I was gonna mess with
Oh,
him.
he did. He's a sweet young man.
Yeah,
But
he
baby,
cool.
but when it
He
comes to
cool.
that stage, Keno be trying to be smooth with it.
he
He
is.
be smooth
Can I
with
Yeah,
it.
read
he
out something that I came across?
Yeah, please do.
what?
I'm gonna read this because I'm getting ready to destroy this. And say, come in, sit down. 7:50 a.m. Don't move after 7:50 a.m. Don't pull tickets unless they need help. Don't do anything but take calls and help front counter customers. Sit here all day and stay in your space unless asked to help. Watch my numbers return to the red because I am not to work the back counter and to know and I am to know how to do their jobs. I am not to equally contribute, and I am to sit here and wait for retail and walk up customers. Know my role as a receptionist and keep my mouth shut and a smile on my face. Know that I am not an equal and not a part of the real team. Don't rock the boat and just look the part without being the part. This is a man's world. This is a man's world, and I am just sitting in it. I am not supposed to know more, do more, say more, or be more. This is a man's world, little black girl. Don't speak up. Just wait. Just wait it out. Write it out and sit it out. Know my place and don't get too comfortable because it will change. This is a man's world, little black girl. Little black girl, who do you think you are? Little black girl, what makes you think that you can raise the bar? Little black girl, why do you think you are so special? Little black girl, who said you'd ever grow to be at my level? Little black girl, what made you think you'd ever fit the mold? Little black girl, why did you ever have the notion that you could compete? No, why did you ever have the notion that you could compete? Little black girl, stay in your place. Little black girl, act, act like your race. Little black girl, stay silent and unseen. Little black girl, you are not a queen. Say little man, regardless of what you see, color or creed, say little black man. Let me give you a true description of me. Say, little black man. Get your mind right, perception clear, and assessment straight, little black man. I as I am a truly divine woman, can't be slayed for a little black man. I need you to know. Apparently, it didn't ever get finished. But I came across this and I was like, damn. I saw the first page and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to get rid of this. And this is June 7th of 2019 at 9:18 a.m. That's some bullshitty.
Who wrote that?
I did. And this is
Really?
2022. Mm-hmm. It just let me know the space that I was in, some things that I was dealing with, and where I was, because I was at that moment, I was in a state of depression because I was being stopped from doing what I knew to do, and stopped from being exposed to things and having access and resources, and being told that I was not an equal, being told that what I was hired to do essentially was not what I was going to be doing. And it was a level of dominance, and it was a level of um, control. And for me to be the strong woman that I am, and the independent woman that I am, and the person who is skilled and always eager to learn and help and be involved and evolve, that was hard for me. And so I was like, in this phase, well, in this moment, I'm like, well, damn, little black girl, what make you think that you're entitled, or you have the right to have access, or you have the right for this, little black girl? And I felt that in that space, that's where I was. And that was difficult, you know. But I picked this up, and I'm always writing down notes. I'm always writing stuff and always writing down my thoughts. But I was like,
Did you ever answer that question to yourself?
I did. It's not written down in here, but I know who I know myself to be now.
Yeah.
After that experience is not who I was in that space, and I've had to question things, and even today I question things as a black woman or as a black girl versus being a member of the white race, of how one has access or one has privileges or rights, so to speak. Whereas because of the color of my skin, or the texture of my hair, or the thickness of my lips, or the
My
wideness
Lord.
of my hips, the
Goodness.
roundness of my ass,
Come on now.
curves of my thighs.
Yes, Lord.
It's always a question of motherfucker, why?
Why is it so good?
And, it's like, why do I have to sit there and be held hostage, so to speak, and not allowed to have the level of freedom that my peers, who are not my peers, because I'm the only black female in a space who is degreed, matured, and have some class about herself, and don't have to put her business out in the street, and don't have to lay down with anybody to get somewhere, and don't have to um, disrespect myself or belittle myself in order to accomplish something. I don't have to get all of my recognition and acknowledgement from all the people. Okay.
Mm.
To know who I am. But it's important to be acknowledged, right? It's important to be received. And I have to always bring myself back to get clear with the fact that as long as God acknowledges me, I shouldn't care about what man say or how man feel about me. I shouldn't
Mhm.
care about the accolades that other people get. I shouldn't care about, you know, the recognition or the pats on the back.
Mhm.
I shouldn't, but I'm still a human being. I still have
Mhm.
feelings. I don't need the putting you up on the shoulders and carrying me around as though I'm holier than thou and I'm all knowing and I have to receive all the accolades and everybody has to love me. But it's important to be acknowledged, right? To some degree, to be included in it in some capacity, but not be constantly used in a space where they know your worth, they know your value, and they're going to take all they can from you. And they believe that they don't have to show you any love or acknowledgement, even if it's not the true love, but the mere acknowledgement of the fact that you're present and showing some level of gratitude. But I've always been in a male dominated industry. And so that's not always good, especially as a Black woman who, majority of the time, I'm the only Black female or I'm the only female, period. But I thrive. I thrive in the industry, any industry that I'm in. And it can be challenging sometimes. And it becomes even more challenging when you have other women in the space and it's always backbiting and it's always competition and it's never support and it's never we're going to stick together and build each other up and we're going to rise as one, you know. And if I'm struggling, I'm gonna help you. If you're struggling, you know, and vice versa, you know, it's not um that space. And I've never had that true space. You know, what Vaughn and I do is unique outside of what we do. And we have our challenges. It ain't always perfect, but it's great. And we know one another well enough to where we can acknowledge the spaces that we're in and we love one another and we move beyond that, right? But in a space where you have other women, maybe them women, it's like I'm queen bee, bitch, get your ass off my land. And when I walk in the room, you better recognize that I am who I am.
My
And
Lord.
if you don't play or fall down to what it is that they're desiring of you, you are the enemy. And I've never been one to bow down to now man or woman, which is why there's a lot of things that I can't do because I'm not fixing to kiss nobody's behind to get nowhere. The only ass I'm kissing is the ass of God's. That's it. And he ain't never make me have to go there. Right? But people will break you down and people will do things to cause you to question who you are, to question the validity of why you're here, why you're present, to question God, right? And why am I one way and somebody else is a different way? And and there may be absolutely nothing that I desire to have or have access to or be exposed of or be I may have no desire at all to even walk in the shoes of that person or any of them people, right? But but there are still times where I will find myself questioning things because of how people react or act or respond. And it's a different space. But where I am today is far removed from where I was then. But I'm still that little Black girl. But she's growing up. That little Black girl would never leave my side because she keeps me rooted.
That little Black girl is now a GAW. GAW. A grown woman.
Wait a minute. Slappy, how you get a whatever you said and a GAW? Oh,
Oh, oh, Nakia.
I
Oh,
was like, what the hell did he
oh,
just
oh. I think you was rolling around with them butterflies at that moment. That
Vaughn, you ain't tell me to
It
get to
don't
the
miss
left.
nothing.
Vaughn, you ain't
Huh?
tell me to get to the left. You ain't tell me to get to the left. You just left me
you
out
should
there
have
just
told her to
to
get to the
find
Oh,
out.
hell yeah, chick. Let's rewind the tape. You got through, you was just pointing at me. It's her, she ain't doing Slappy. I'm so sorry. We haven't put you on and shit. It is not my fault. It is that woman who disrespected you. And I'm sorry that happened to you. Girl, you on your own, boo. You on your mother.
She
But
had a big, she had a big
I didn't know what
moment.
you were saying, Slappy. I didn't know what you were spelling. I didn't know what you were saying, baby. I apologize. It went way over my head. I was slow. I had
She
my
had,
blind moment. I had my blind moment.
she had a diddly moment. That's what we. You had a butterfly moment,
She
baby. That's
went from
okay.
that. She went from that in-depth, educated, thoughtful, meaty, expressive, emoting conversation to diddly lee.
Y'all do some ebonics out there. Y'all know I don't know ebonics.
That was it wasn't ebonics. It was really funny. He said you a gal, a GAW, a grown woman. He couldn't have broke it down more simpler.
I know. It
I
wasn't,
didn't know. I
it
ain't never
wasn't in
heard
the
of that
butterfly
before.
about it.
Neither have I, but he explained it, sis. He explained it to
I
you.
was still stuck. Sis, first of all, you know, if there's a word in a sentence that is not clear, I can't get past the word. I'm
But he
stuck right
cleared it.
there.
He told you the whole meaning in
But I was
one
still
breath.
trying to see the word. I was trying to visualize the word, and I couldn't visualize it. I couldn't see them letters together. I couldn't pronounce it. I couldn't enunciate it. I couldn't do nothing with it. So at that point, I was lost. So
You
anything
know
after
why?
that, I never even received it.
But you know why? Because at that point, your mind overcomplicated something in this simplicity.
That would
You
be true.
overcomplicated it because
That
you
is a
assumed it
Virgo
had to
to
be
the heart.
had to be
That is
more
a
than it
Virgo
actually
to the
was.
heart.
But it was simple.
But I
That's
didn't know.
a Virgo to the heart. We are so analytical. The most simplest things
Yeah,
trip
I
us up.
was like, I don't know what the
Your
It's
hell
just
that
when,
is.
overcomplication of it confused you.
I was sitting there trying to figure. Did he say G?
and that's why a Virgo with this personality will break things down to you as minutely as possible because that's what we need. So we give it back. And if you just be patient, you will never be confused about whatever said subject we are discussing at that moment. And
Sometimes
then
you
while
gotta
you,
you gotta
while you
you
like,
gotta
come on,
drop.
we like, no, wait, because I'm gonna build it up for you.
But Vaughn
Yeah.
will take us down the rabbit hole for a while.
Oh, I go down there and paint and build a whole house and furnish it and paint the walls,
And we
decorate it,
still
and
be
then go,
waiting.
I ain't
And
supposed to be here.
then you put an
Like,
alarm system in it, everything.
and I'm like, okay, so what
Come
was
back.
the question? What's the question?
And I come back and go, oh, and that is why birds fly south for the winter.
You like what?
We were talking about why Martians might be possible, and I'm talking about why birds fly.
And
We
see,
like, what the hell? I
and
mean,
see
like,
the way my head works, it takes some of the most trivial things and make a whole conversation about it. Earlier today, I was talking to my sister and I was trying to understand how you can make anything an insult just by adding head ass at the end of it.
wait, what?
If,
And what on the end of
if,
it?
if you add head ass at the end of it, you can make anything an insult.
Head
Girl,
ass?
look at
Nintendo
your
playing head ass.
girl
Nintendo playing what?
with your
Playing
sexy lip, with your sexy lip having head ass.
head ass? Like head?
Like head ass.
She gonna kill a Jew. She gonna murder the Jew. She's gonna die. It's gonna die. It's dead. It's always gone.
I'm like, what the hell is head ass?
Head ass.
Oh, complicated head ass.
With your overcomplication head ass.
Oh, analytical head ass. Do you understand now? Oh, misunderstanding head ass.
I do now.
Which yo done sat there and confused yourself head ass.
God. But we didn't do it this time. We didn't do it.
When I tell you, me and my sister and my roommate went on a tangent for about 30 minutes.
Y'all heard each other's side too, didn't you? You was laughing out of control.
We was cracking up, and then she said, "You can say head ass or you can say looking ass. Either way, it makes it an insult."
Oh,
well.
Oh, come true looking at. Wearing your hair in plastic looking at.
With your describing your body part sexily, looking at.
With your looking like with your going to work because I'm the boss looking ass. Talk show host of the Really Raw. Look at that.
Ramona and Chris kissing on TV, head ass.
Looking at my husband because he the looking ass.
Yeah, I don't even know what we been doing on the after party. I think we just keep talking and shit.
I'm trying to tell you. If y'all want to insult somebody without really cussing them out, just add head ass or looking ass at the end of it, and you gonna insult them.
And they're gonna go, "What you say?" They're gonna be like, "What you had said?"
Say it again.
I said it, head ass.
Say it again. Look at you telling me to repeat myself, head ass.
Head ass. I'm never gonna get a voice. It's over.
Oh man. So that's the difference between overcomplication and just simplicity at its finest. I will take that.
He said all that to say.
Just to come out and say, what made me think of that? I don't know, but it turned into a whole thing for about 35 minutes. And with that said,
it is 11:01.
And we tired as hell with your head asses.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Real and Raw Talk Show with Nakia Franklin and Vaughn Greta. Remember to like and follow us on all social media platforms. A special thanks to our guests, sponsors, and audience members. We are grateful for your support of our programming. If you would like to become a guest or sponsor one of our shows, please email us at info.realrawtalkshow@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. This has been a Vaughn Greta Studios production where we are creating without limits in association with Social Integration, specializing in socially integrated programs and services. The views and opinions expressed on the show do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of The Real and Raw Talk Show with Nakia Franklin and Vaughn Greta. Any content provided are opinions and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything. Stay connected and join us for our next conversation on first and third Monday of every month, where there are no boundaries and no judgments.